She knows I'll be upset if something happens, a little scratch. Oh my gosh.
So. Michael Anthony scheint also genau der Typ entspannter Beifahrer zu sein, der so Sachen sagt wie Bremsen, oh mein Gott. Wenn er bei seinem Auto schon so reagiert, dann möchten wir nicht wissen, was passiert, wenn jemand in die Nähe seines Basses kommt. Don't even look at it. Okay.
Michael Anthony hat über 30 Jahre bei Van Halen gespielt, ist jetzt bei Chickenfoot und neben der Musik gilt seine Leidenschaft Autos. Und deswegen sind wir hier in Düsseldorf in der Klassik Remise, einer Mischung aus Museum, Verkaufsausstellung und Werkstatt und wollen uns hier mal umschauen. Michael, good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
So you're a kind of car guy, right?
I'm a bit of a car guy. I basically owned one car before Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen, and then after meeting Sammy, then I owned about 10 cars.
So you blame it on him.
I blame it all on him. That's the excuse I tell my wife anyway.
So you're not into a special brand.
No.
You're not into a special era.
I'm not into any special era. I love all. I love cars in general. And I'll take a look at looking down here, a BMW, and then you got a little Fiat over here, Ferrari, Lamborghini. I love them all.
You love them all.
I love them all.
Like with women.
Yeah, as long as they're beautiful, I love them all.
So how many cars do you have in total?
In total, I have 11 cars.
10 mehr als ich.
But that
10 more than me.
Yeah, but that also includes, I have my everyday vehicles that I drive, and my wife, I actually just recently bought her. She has a Mercedes SL 550. She loves cars, but she's afraid to drive too nice of a car. So she does, she parks it when she goes to the supermarket. She parks it way over to the side. She knows I'll be upset if something happens, a little scratch. Oh my gosh. The cars that I own, though, I like to drive. I don't just collect them and let them sit in a garage because,
right.
To me, it's nice to go look at people's collections. But, one thing I realized early on, one day I'll find myself being an old man and never have driven one of these cars. Like my Ford GT, I drive that all the time. I love to drive them all.
Ferrari is very specific, of course, but can you work on a car yourself? Like, for example, at a 69 Mustang or something like that?
The Mustang I can kind of work on. Obviously, cars today, you can you look at
all the electronic
stuff,
it
and it's like
give up right away.
I don't go into it as far as like tuning and stuff. I have a mechanic that actually does a lot of that stuff for me. But a lot of the other minor things and underneath certain suspension things and stuff like that, I can work on myself. And it's great to be able to get in there and work on your car also, and not just be able to drive it.
Right. You started a new project with Chickenfoot.
Mm-hmm.
But after 30 years of Van Halen, is there any bitterness left, or are you still proud of the career you had?
Oh, I'm totally proud of the career I had. I choose to remember all the great times in the band. Obviously, like anything else, after many years, people grow and sometimes grow apart. And people have said this many times. It's like a marriage,
Right.
And with Chickenfoot, it's like very fresh again. But no, I have no bitterness at all. I had a great career with Van Halen, and I loved all those times, and it also afforded me the luxury of being able to to buy cars like this too, which was nice. Do you call this the poor man's Corvette, the Opel GT? It reminds me of just a short, funny story. This was actually before I joined Van Halen, but Alex Van Halen told me that he owned one of these, probably not even in as good a shape as this, because the way Alex used to drive his cars, he was crashing them all the time. But he told me he owned an Opel GT, and he was driving down the street one day and saw a very beautiful looking girl and turned to look at her, and he crashed his car looking at a girl. And that's my story with the Opel GT.
Falls euch dieser Einblick in die wunderbare Welt der Automobile gefallen hat, dann klickt doch einfach auf den Abo-Button. Dann verpasst ihr nämlich keines unserer Videos, die jeden Dienstag und Freitag um jeweils 15 Uhr online gehen. Was wir von euch wissen wollen ist, gefällt euch Chickenfoot, die neue Band von Sammy Hagar und Michael Anthony, besser als Van Halen? Und habt ihr auch schon mal wegen einer Ollen eure Karre zu Klump gefahren? Falls ihr Fans von Van Halen oder Chickenfoot seid und es euch nach CDs, LPs oder DVDs gelüstet, die gibt's natürlich bei EMP. Klickt einfach auf den Link unten in der Beschreibung. Bis zum nächsten Mal, sagen Markus und Jan.